Hi, this is Ayanda. Ukraine's President Zelensky has for the first time spoken about the establishment of a buffer zone on Russian territory. It says Ukraine's armed forces say they've destroyed another bridge in Russia's KK region. They say the crossing was used by Russians to supply troops, and its destruction will hamper the movement of weapons. President Zelensky said the aim was to destroy as much Russian war potential as possible. Here's what President Zelensky said in his nightly address today. We achieved good and much needed results in destroying Russian equipment near Tech, and all this is more than just defense for Ukraine. It is now our primary task in defensive operations overall to destroy as much Russian war potential as possible and conduct maximum counter-offensive actions. Now our Ukraine correspondent James Warthouse is following the situation from Ukraine's northern Sumy region and said this update. President Zelensky is suggesting that he's in this for the media hole. He has previously said he doesn't want to permanently capture and occupy this Russian territory, which has been captured, but clearly he wants to hold on to it. I think for as long as this war rages on, because when he says buffer zone, he means a defensive measure. He means pushing Russian forces back from the Ukrainian territory they routinely strike, but in time this land will have a political value for any kind of future peace negotiation. Perhaps it could be leveraged, swapped in exchange for some of the land Russia has captured and isn't letting go of inside Ukraine. We are seeing Ukrainian forces continue to advance, moving from village to village in small armored vehicles. They've just destroyed a second major bridge on the same river further north, frustrating Russian supply lines. But there is a big but here. Whilst Ukraine is advancing here, Russia is also pushing forward in the eastern Donetsk region in Ukraine towards 7 settlements, and there really is a protruding spike, if you like, on the front line where men and machinery are being concentrated in an area towards the town of Kursk. It is true Russia has had to redeploy thousands of troops from Ukraine as well as Russia itself, but it's still not enough to slow on advances in the east. Nevertheless, Ukraine is committed. I think from where we are in the Sumy region, there is no reverse gear for now. They are going to try and push forward where they can, I think, and try and keep hold of it, but that is a very different proposition than from the compared with the surprise attack we saw the best part of 2 weeks ago. Well, the surprise incursion into Kursk came as caused 120,000 local residents to flee. Marked the first time in more than 80 years that a foreign army had seized and occupied Russian territory. It shocked the Russian public, who had been led to believe that their country's border was secure. Our Russia editor Steve Rosenberg has been speaking to people in the town of Alexin, which is located just over 100 miles from Moscow. This is Alexin, a 700-year-old town, about 100 miles from Moscow, and I've come here to find out what people think about the dramatic situation which has been unfolding in KK region with the Ukrainian incursion with Ukrainian soldiers. Now in Russia, it tells me that she's worried. I can't even watch the news on TV because I start crying. She says, how is this possible? Someone let this happen. We'll here trust our soldiers to finish the job, Andre says, and to win at the market. Regina is selling vegetables from her garden. The most important thing Regina says is that war doesn't come here, that they don't get all the way here. Soldiers, especially the commanders, must be more vigilant. Our soldiers are common. You keep in mind this is a nation which is constantly being reminded by those in power here of the horrors of the Second World War. The horrors of invasion. World War II is very much part of the national psyche here, and now for the first time in more than 80 years you have foreign fighters on Russian soil seizing Russian territory. That's quite a shock. Vladimir is worried but thinks that Russia will achieve victory. What exactly is victory in this war? I ask him. Victory is when there'll be peace, he says on the town square. Patriotic pop concert, but the atmosphere is pretty subdued. People who seem worried, very worried by the situation in Kursk region, that the Ukrainian attack. People do want peace, there's no doubt about it, but here's the thing, they still seem to trust the man at the top, the man running the country, President Putin, to secure that peace for them. The same leader who 2.5 years ago launched the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Thanks for watching. For more updates, like, share, subscribe and press bell icon.